It's the editor-in-chief of Wedding Bells. Alison McGill is with us. Good morning, Alison.
Hello, Good morning.
What's it like out? Is it humid yet? Does it feel nice?
It's okay. I'm prepping for a heat wave, though. I saw the heat wave warning for Canada Day, so I'm taking shelter for the weekend.
Good one, sisters. Taking shelter where? What beer garden? I know the way you roll.
I can't reveal.
Okay.
Maybe later on Twitter.
So we want to talk about something else that's big on Twitter right now is weddings, and we've issued an alert for anybody that needs wedding etiquette questions answered to go on Twitter. So Caitlin's going to be asking you some questions coming up. We've got people on the phone already to ask you questions.
Great.
And Marilyn probably has a question.
Well, I do. Do you want me to start?
Bring it, sister.
I had a lot of questions to ask, but I like Lisa's question. She said, I'm headed down to Jamaica to attend a friend's wedding. It's not so much a destination wedding as the bride is from Jamaica. What is the etiquette around gift giving in this situation?
Well, a gift is required because it's still a wedding. Regardless if it's destination or in your hometown, you're bringing a wedding gift. So are we talking specifically, what are we packing? Is cash acceptable? What's the question here?
Yeah, well, that's the question. So that's as far as she goes with that one.
Okay.
And what's a good amount, value of a gift? Let's say that you are really maybe struggling economically.
Right.
You don't want to go too low on this.
Right. Well, there's been this rule of thumb for years and years that it's always like the value of a place setting is how much you should be gifting for a wedding gift. Now, that's a little silly because how much do you know a place setting is going to cost?
Exactly.
You're not going to come right out and ask the couple how much is your meal costing. So I think you need to be savvy about what you're gift giving for money. A good way to go is with the registry. Many couples do register. They do things at a variety of price points. And if there's a bunch of you going to a wedding, it's always great to pool in and get that great espresso maker that somebody wants that you might not personally as a couple be able to afford. But if you go in with 3 other couples, you're going to get that great gift.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Carly, do you have a question?
I do. I received a wedding invitation for one person, so it said they reserved one seat in my honor, but I want to be able to bring my boyfriend. I want to be able to bring a guest. Is it inappropriate for me to ask that?
It's not inappropriate to ask. What it is inappropriate to do is just bring. So don't just show up with your boyfriend.
Right.
Do the courtesy and ask. But there's no harm in that. But you have to also respect if it is no +1, then that's unfortunately the way that it is.
I know, but I know a lot of people who get no +1s and they don't go because they're afraid. They're not afraid, but they're uncomfortable going alone.
Do you know anybody else that's going to be there, Carly?
I do. It's a family wedding, so that's why I'm a bit kind of weirded out that my boyfriend didn't get the invitation.
Is your boyfriend someone who's been in your life for a little while? Is your family familiar with him?
About a year or so.
Okay, so that stands to reason that he's part of the equation. So I would definitely ask the question. It's absolutely no harm. And what I think people forget about couples when they're getting married is you can ask them questions.
Sure you can.
They're not off limits. They're not this people in a bubble. They're still functioning and they're still living life. And questions are welcome.
Carly, they don't like your boyfriend. Don't go to the wedding.
I'm afraid that's what they're thinking.
Oh, no. You see, that's what we do. We write stories about stuff. We should. You're right, Alison.
I feel there's a scenarioizing going on here.
You know what happened to me is I accepted a wedding invitation to bring somebody with me, and that person could not make it. So I called the parents of the person that was getting married, Buble, and I said, "Can I bring somebody else?" And the parents said, "Absolutely." So I told them who the new name was.
Right, fantastic
and it worked
idea.
out beautifully. Yeah,
great idea.
Good morning, Kay. If you have a question, go ahead with Alison McGill from Wedding Bells.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
My question is, I got an invitation to a wedding in July.
Yes.
And it's at a park, and the ceremony is going to be at the chapel in the park.
Okay.
On the invitation, it says dress code semi-casual, and below it says theme green and mauve.
Okay, very
specific. To wear something in green and mauve.
A trash bag?
Yeah, that's a pretty specific scheme. I'm going to say ask some questions back to that one. Semi-casual, that's very, ambiguous. I don't really know what that means. And green and mauve, well, I guess they're sort of giving you a heads up. I don't know if that's the theme color of the day. But again, ask some questions. I'm just not clear on this.
Yeah, well, I was thinking for semi-casual because it's at a park, I would just wear a little summer dress and nice sandals. And
flat sandals because you don't want to sink into the grass.
Yeah, and I thought my husband could just go in nice casual pants, nice shirt, and maybe some Docker shoes or something.
Yeah.
Well, maybe so.
Yeah. Don't forget the sunscreen. I'm going to say that.
Oh, yeah. No, mine's 60.
I'm 80, so I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm there. But it's very, the invitation's not very specific. It's very, and they didn't send it Mr. or Mrs. or Mr. and Mrs. and family.
Mm-hmm.
So do you take the kids, or you don't? Or
did it say? It didn't say who the invite was for.
No, it was just emailed.
Oh, just emailed.
You know what? Yeah. That's a very informal wedding. Just bring whoever you want. I would say if your neighbors are out that day and they want to go with you for a ride.
Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe just confirm that, though. Again, ask questions. I mean...
Yeah. What do you really mean by that?
Yeah.
They picked a category, but I don't even know if they know what they mean by that. Thanks for your call. We really appreciate that.
Good morning, Melissa.
Hi,
Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Is this you, Melissa, or who have we got here? Oh, maybe this is Rosa. Hi, Rosa.
Hi, I have a quick question. I got a wedding invite, and unfortunately, I can't go. What's an acceptable gift to send as a regret?
I think you treat it generally as if you were attending the wedding. So again, something off the registry, or if you prefer to give a cash gift, I would just go ahead and do what you would normally do if you were going to the wedding.
Great, thank you.
No problem.
Boy, Melissa, now it's your turn.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Oh, well, everybody's good.
Good. Just a quick question. I'm getting married next Canada Day weekend, and because it's a long weekend, I'm wondering how far in advance I should send out invitations.
Great question, especially when it comes to long weekends. I would suggest sending out your save the date 8 months in advance, and I know that sounds really far. 8 to 6 months would be fantastic, just because you're giving people the heads up. It's a holiday weekend, and you will be thought of as the most considerate bride ever.
Although having a wedding on a long weekend doesn't go over very well.
I'm going to tell you right now, Melissa, don't invite Rob Ford. He already has a family commitment on the Canada Day long weekend. Okay? Thank you.
Hey,
and,
Caitlin's got some Twitter questions. Go ahead, Caitlin.
Yeah, the question was also, can you wear white to a wedding?
Great one. This is something that's really on the radar, and traditionally it was a no-no, but I'm going to say yes, you can wear white to a wedding, because I'm going to point to one very famous bridesmaid that wore white, Pippa Middleton. So that was always very taboo for bridesmaids to wear white. And now we're seeing bridesmaids, we're seeing guests for a summer wedding. I think it looks great. Just use discretion. Obviously, don't wear white that looks like a wedding dress of any sort. A great white linen suit would be fantastic. Use discretion.
All right. Any other questions?
Okay, Caitlin, one more question from Twitter.
And one more very specific question. What do you wear to a morning wedding being held on a baseball field when you'll be attending the game afterwards?
Knee pads, like the bat catcher.
Hey, now, that was my answer.
Hey, now.
Jeez. I don't know. I would specifically ask a few more specifics about that wedding.
Cup.
A fascinator, I don't think is going to make the cut there.
What's the count? 3 balls. Anybody on yet?
No, anybody on yet?
I don't know who's on third.
A cup. Wear a cup, he says. How about a fascinator with a little blue jay on the side of it, or support whatever the team is? Alison, great stuff. This is when is the biggest month besides June to get married?
September and October have really come on strong as big wedding months.
Well, thanks for coming in. You have to come in again.
Thank you for having me.
Alison McGill, editor-in-chief of Wedding Bells.